An advisor can let clients know that they're being a wealth steward by focusing their conversation around what are the benefits to the client through the investment process. So for example, if an advisor is positioning themselves as being able to deliver the best returns, pick the best stocks, always beat the benchmark, those conversations are about how does the advisor better than other advisors. We believe that a wealth steward concentrates on how does their investment advice, their solutions that they're providing to a client, achieve their goals. So instead of talking about how they pick the best stocks, they talk about how can investments achieve a real tangible goal that a client has, whether that be retirement, education, philanthropy type goals. They're communicating when they meet with their customers, we've invested these ways, and here's where we're on track to meet those tangible goals that you have. It changes the conversation around how did I perform against my peers to how did you perform against your personal goals. Talking about risk is important versus returns because it gets the conversation off of how do I deliver the highest returns? This is a very common conversation that investors have with their advisors. Either they find that their neighbor or friend has a higher return than them, or they haven't beat a benchmark. And oftentimes, while that's a good thing to desire as a client, to be getting good returns, often they don't consider the risks that are undertaken to achieve those returns. And so while your neighbor may have had a higher return than you did for this month or this quarter or this year, they may have a very different set of investment goals. They may be further away from accessing that wealth to be using in retirement than you. So it's important to look both at return and risk. This is an area that a wealth steward can really educate their clients around and help them from making decisions that are not in their best interests. Advisors and wealth management firms can reflect this culture of stewardship, not only in how an advisor interacts with clients, but also within the compliance function of the firm. Often the compliance function is thought of as the principal's office, but the reality is in a stewardship principled environment, compliance can think about their role as protecting clients and how can they have a view of the whole firm across many advisors, perhaps dozens or even hundreds of advisors that are practicing these principles. Compliance groups can be practicing themselves and making sure clients' assets are protected and goals are being achieved.